just pulled over to the side of the road and realized that I am at the 6,001 mile marker. So I figured it'd be a good time to talk about my feelings about this bike after 6,000 miles. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm out on a brief little run today. Have some beautiful weather on this Saturday. First weekend in December, and here we are at 6,001 miles on the R 1250 GS Adventure. And I would just like to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience with this bike in its first 6,000 miles. First off, I love the looks of the bike. I love the rugged looks of the GS Adventure. I think it's like the pinnacle of the adventure touring motorcycles. It's the best, or at least I feel it's the best that's offered out there in this segment. It's got nice beefy brawny looks, and it's got a powerful engine, a transmission that's really made it to this beautiful shaft drive, so there's no chain maintenance, and she looks good ugly as well. So here we are at 6,000 miles, 6,001 miles, and just want to tell you a little bit about what I feel about this shift cam boxer engine that's putting out 136 horsepower, 105 foot-pounds of torque, and the power is everywhere. So you never find yourself in the wrong gear. So the engine for me is beautiful. The transmission can best be described as a little bit better than agricultural, but for this style of bike, it's just fine. It just feels like a real motorcycle, and I really like that feeling. Those who are familiar with the electronic suite and the wonderful TFT, this TFT is the best in the business. This is really what sold me on this motorcycle. I mean, so much information is available to you, and it's at your fingers, and all of this is done via the Wonder Wheel here. That's what I'm spinning here, and it's a wonderful thing. It's all the information I need, nothing that I don't. As you guys can see, I have my hippo hands out because, again, it's December, the month of December, and the weather has been challenging to say the least. So 6,000 miles in, and I am loving this motorcycle. I'm loving the looks of it. I'm loving how she performs, how she makes me feel. This BMW, I mean, it's really a dynamic riding experience. Let's talk a little bit about what I've done to it in these first 6,000 miles. In addition to the hippo hands, I put on, let's see, what did I do? I did a phone mount holder. Yeah, I went with the quad lock. So that's been really nice, and it goes off and on easy. I've done the BUMOT panniers, and they went right on the OEM racks. So I'm really loving these. I put on a Givi rack to accept my 30-liter Dolomite case that I don't really ride with much, but it's nice to have when you need it. I'm also using an SW Motec Engage tank bag, and here's the quick lock. And again, you don't see that on this bike too much, but really that's all I've done with this motorcycle. Right out the box, this motorcycle comes complete with engine protection, a large fairing. This gas tank is 7.9 gallons. It's very wide, and it provides incredible wind protection for your lower body. This motorcycle has such a commanding stance, and that's what first attracted me to this motorcycle. It stands. It's such a beautiful, powerful looking, a manly looking motorcycle. I'm gonna jump on the bike and talk to you guys a little bit about how I feel about my ownership in this motorcycle. I failed to mention the brakes. The Brembo brakes on this motorcycle are phenomenal. You guys are familiar with the paralever, telelever setup So you guys familiar with BMWs know the suspension is really second to none. The fog lamps came stock, as did the adaptive headlights. No shortage of power here. That's the other thing I love about this motorcycle. These BMWs are just so well engineered, so put together. Everything works in concert, and you may be saying to yourself, well, for the price of admission, they should. And yeah, you're right, they should. When they don't, that's when you rely on the warranty. I'm using this bike for everything. My weekend stuff. You guys know I commute on it. It's a wonderful commuter. Always good to see another motorcyclist out there. That looks like the BMW 310 GS. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. So many new motorcycles out here. Anyway, where were we? Oh, this motorcycle. And I'm going on record for this one. This motorcycle has to be the best adventure tourer on the market. Yeah, I said it. It is the best adventure tourer on the market. It's an adventure bike. It can do light off-road stuff. For the guys who are really talented, they can do that real heavy-duty stuff that most people can only do with bikes weighing hundreds of pounds less. It can do that for them. They're skilled for it. But for the average Joe like me, who's a street rider, this motorcycle offers so much. I mean, it handles the crappy roads that I ride on, no problem. It's comfortable, incredibly comfortable. It's actually more comfortable than the Tourer that I had, simply because it has so much more room. My feet are down at about a 90-degree angle. I have a large seat that I get to move around on. The suspension. Oh, I didn't mention the suspension. The electronically adjustable suspension. ESA, electronic suspension adjustment. I gotta leave that in there. Anyway, the ESA, the electronic suspension adjusting that happens on the fly, is incredible. Incredible. And aids in the comfort and the safety in riding this motorcycle. I'm loving this bike. And I'm excited for what's going to happen in the future. New year coming up, new plans. And I'm excited for taking you guys along for the ride with me. You enjoyed the video? Hit the like button. You want to be notified? Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thanks so much for coming along for the ride. This is GB Winging It. And I guess you could say I'm sort of filtering through traffic with these huge bags. Speak to you real soon.